What's up, guys? Welcome to Appropriate Culture. Today we're talking about success. Enjoy the show.
And we're live.
Welcome back.
Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Salud. Water.
Nice.
There's a little bit of ginger in there.
Oh yeah, I got sparkling seltzer. It's orange creamsicle flavor.
Well, that to me sounds like the flavor of success.
Yeah, it tastes like success.
Because today we're talking about everything about success. I mean, I might as well just let you go ahead and run with it and just go to town since you know exactly what that's all about.
Word, yeah. So I love the topic of success, mainly because it means so many different things to different people. And yeah, it's funny. I feel like as I've become more successful, my definition of success has totally changed and shifted to be much less focused on money and more focused on my personal well-being and happiness. So yeah, I mean, I think a good place to start would be to define what is success.
Well, obviously, like you said, and there's a lot of different definitions to it. I would say there's the obvious one where you have the material things. You have the resources to live a comfortable life, do what you want to do, buy the things you want to buy, go to the places you want to go to, eat at the restaurants you want to eat at. I think that's the kind of like success perhaps you're referring to in the beginning in regards to the fruits of your success and seeing how your life plays out.
Yeah. Being able to enjoy.
Yeah, I do believe that's the stereotypical success that when you're younger or when you're just not aware, really, that seems like something. Until you get to that point and you can figure out that isn't anything. If you don't have a lot of your personal priorities set straight, having the means to go to whatever restaurant, buying whatever clothes, living in whatever apartment, nice neighborhood you want to, that almost is irrelevant. Because if you haven't figured out certain pillars of success, the material things don't really mean much.
Yeah, I mean, I think that points to the adage, money doesn't buy happiness.
Yeah, super cliche, but totally true. And so I know for a fact on my end, my definition of success has changed. I would say pretty much, I wouldn't say every year, but it is a slow progress as far as like molding into something that wasn't what it was last year. Mm-hmm. And I would say the same thing. I would say the value in success to me right now is way more based on the quality of the lifestyle that you're getting in regards to the results towards the goals you've set for yourself.
Word.
You know what I mean? We all have different goals.
Yeah.
And so for us to say that successful is you make $1 million, well, some people don't even care to line themselves up to make that much money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Yeah. Plus, money is like, it's one indicator, but for some people, like, money doesn't really matter, and it's like, that's not their success metric.
Well, so let's go even one step above that. Something that's more meaningful, like a relationship or a marriage. I would wager that some people find success in getting that result that they want, perhaps getting married, finding someone to have a long-term relationship with. It's Mario. Turn off your phones. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going into turbulence. Turn off your phones. And so in regards to success in relationships, do you think there's a stereotype in that?
No, I mean, I think, I mean, along with like money, I think people, like one of the problems with, people thinking about success is thinking that it's a destination or that it's, you accomplish a goal, like you get a girlfriend or something and then like that's it, it's like, it's really not like a place you arrive, like once you've achieved your goals and then you're successful, and then you're happy forever, it's like it's a constantly moving thing. And, it's like when you're successful, like if your goal is to get a girlfriend, like you might get a girlfriend and then you have to realize that you're, yeah.
Damn, let's go turn that off.
Yeah.
I'll take it over while you go take care of that. Someone's blowing you the fuck up. You need to tell them to chill the fuck out. For anybody out there who likes to blow people up, this is what you sound like on the other side. And so in regards to success, I would say this. One thing that definitely makes you successful is not blowing somebody up on their phone and just sticking with your own stuff. And we're back. Okay, so I would agree. I would say that if you have your definition of success as something that the world has put up, a definition that came from the world, a definition that came from a group of people, your family, friends, you are pretty much destined for failure because it's not up to you. Does that make sense? If you let your success be dictated by what the outside world is telling you, the outside world could just flip a dime at any moment as to what success is, and now suddenly you're behind schedule again.
Yeah, but even if they don't change like what the definition of success is, if you're trying to like please other people or like go after goals, I mean it's really related to what we were talking about with the Matrix. It's like if you have this idea of what success is based on things that other people told you, when you achieve that success, you're most likely going to find that it's not fulfilling, because you weren't actually going after something that you really loved and believed in. You were just doing what other people told you to do. And that's really like the trap of the Matrix. It's like, someone else defining that success is like a happy relationship and, buying, like getting a good job and buying a house and then, retiring and then, passing wealth on to your next generation or whatever. Like if that, if that's your idea of success and you got it from other people, then once you achieve that, you'll probably realize that like, that's not actually fulfilling because
it's not yours.
Yeah.
You didn't want that.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just going after like markers or, checkpoints or whatever, but it's not like internally driven. Like this is like what, drives you or like what,
Why is it? I mean, I could definitely say, I can't put a number on it. But if I were to say as far as personally walking through life and getting to know people and seeing what they're up to and what they're about, I would say the majority of them would not put themselves in the category of successful. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I think it goes back to the Matrix. It's like people are trying to create these ideas of success when it's not something that really like came from them internally. It's like, and part of life is trying to figure out like where your place is and what your purpose is and why you're here. And so if you're always looking outside yourself, like there's never going to be something that's going to, fulfill you deeply on that level. And so I think, the main problem is people haven't really defined success like a successful life. It's like maybe someone else has defined parts of it, but I mean, I think it's really important for everybody to take the time to figure out like, why am I here? What's my purpose in life? What does success mean to me? And then, do everything to pursue that. And so yeah, I think the problem is not having a barometer or a compass as far as where you're even going, So if you're just going on like material success, you might even be successful in your career or, make a lot of money, but that it's, that's the trap of the Matrix. Like that's not why you're really here. That's not, what's going to be really fulfilling to you on a deep level. So I think, one of the biggest things is success is defining what success means to you. And to do that, you really have to, take some time, go inside and not worry about what other people tell you. It's like, what do you want to do with your life? You have only so many years or so much time on this planet. Like, don't waste it. You really got to figure out like why I'm here, what's success to me, and go for it. And don't worry about what other people think. But yeah, and then, talking about like success, and you really have to define the different parts, like what's career success, what's physical success, like what do I want my body to look like? What do I want my, career to look like? What do I want my work to look like? How happy do I want to be? Do I want to have a family? Do I want to live by myself? Do I want to travel? You really have to define all those things. And I think, one of the biggest problems is people don't define that. And then they just kind of go through life without a direction. And so that's when people end up lost and, 40, 50 years old and then realizing, oh, like I never figured out like what I'm supposed to do.
So is that the matrix or is that the person?
I think it's both.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, at one point, you do got to take responsibility.
Yeah.
At one point, it's like you might have the whole. It's kind of, I think, Bill. I don't really like to quote Bill Gates, but if you were born poor, that's not your fault. But if you die poor, that's on you. Mm. And so it's kind of like if you grew up in a family and your whole family is obese, you grew up and you're obese, and you complain your whole life that you were handed this crappy card and. Really, you did. As a kid, you had no say, and you got fat because of your family. When you turn 18, that goes out the fucking window. Mm. It's on you to turn this franchise around.
Yeah, word.
And so if you catch yourself hating life, you're just dragging yourself through it. You hate your job. You don't find excitement in life. You're not looking forward towards other things that you've set up for yourself because you haven't set anything up. If you're in that position, the environment will only be your excuse for so long. Mm. You not living your life towards, and for the record, since we're talking about definition of success, my definition of success is in your own way, whatever decisions you set for yourself to make your life better, that you are inching closer and closer every day. Mm. In my opinion, that's one of the best ways because that way there is no definition. Mm-hmm. It is 100% custom to each person, and it's whatever is important to you and whatever you want to build in your life. As long as you're getting closer to that place, to me, you're successful.
Mm-hmm. Word, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, and that, I like that. It's like, it's not, like you achieved a certain amount of goals or whatever goals. It's like you are constantly working on yourself. And that's
there's no end result. It's just, it's the path of progress.
Yeah. And that's something I see a lot, and I think something that we kind of tune into a lot is like there's a lot of people who are all about leveling up, and whether it's physically or mentally, emotionally, conversationally, like basically learning different skills and putting in time to better yourself, and to always just like become a better person, or like become the greatest version of yourself. Something I hear a lot. But yeah, I like that. I mean, I think that's gonna get people to actually feel more successful if they realize it's like success isn't something that I achieve like at the end of my life or once I've accomplished my goals. It's like a success mindset or a success philosophy is something.
Mindset. That's the key word right there.
Yeah.
Mindset.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the person who's trying to get shredded for summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be getting shredded for summer. You should be getting shredded for life.
Yeah.
It's not this thing that you prepare for down the road. It's like, it's right now.
Yeah. And then
it's sort of like that. Yeah. It's like that mentality thing where we've been hearing on the audiobook earlier today in regards to putting forward the thoughts that are not happening, not going to happen in the future, but are happening now.
Yeah,
you're succeeding now.
Yeah,
not next week or next month.
Yeah, and that's where you really get inspired and get motivated, and that's where you really feel good. It's like if you're like, oh well, someday I'm gonna accomplish this goal and then I'm gonna be happy. It's like you're never gonna be happy.
No, you won't. I mean, I think you and I definitely say there is no destination. So if you're waiting for the destination, I would say don't hold your breath, because it's not about that. What I've come to find out is, on a physical level, on a psychological level, and on an emotional level, we thrive the most when we are being active, when we're moving forward. Okay? And so you will literally feel like less of a human being if you are put.
Stagnant.
If
Right.
you are, lukewarm, if you are just sort of sitting around. If you are not, you could even mess up by trying to move forward. That's still better than just sitting around and not going for it. Because at least you know what not to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's much better. And I feel like, some of the greatest things I've learned have been from mistakes I've made and like poor choices that, forced me to, really assess my situation and change it.
So let's dive into that, because we could sit here and talk all day about the positive things about success, but on a personal level, I think the things that have molded me to have the mentality that I have of just winning has come from the losses, not even from the wins. Sure, some from the wins. We can talk about that later, but I think we should really dive in on what are the negatives and the pitfalls in life that actually you could use to propel yourself towards success and not look at it as a tragedy or a negative situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think actually, that's a really good point that brings up the success mindset, and that if you really go through life looking at everything as not necessarily a test, but as like a way to improve yourself.
Opportunity.
Yeah, opportunities, and all like setbacks and obstacles are there to make you stronger and help you become a better person. Having that mindset where you don't fail. If something doesn't go right, it's not a failure. It's like it's a learning experience, and just like switching that mindset to where you're actually eager for those. You're, instead of sitting at home and like, not trying to test the waters or like, make a mistake. If you're out there and, like putting it all out there and, making mistakes, you'll get feedback, you'll get information so much faster. And then like, that's when you really start being successful, because like you've failed more times than, the average person has even like tried, because they're afraid of, failing or, being seen as a failure.
Yeah, I mean, I have a perfect example. So several years back, at one point, I had a little bit of a situation with a job. I was in between jobs, got let go from one, was starting another one. The time frame was enough to where I was experiencing some money problems. And then so immediately you start to budget in your head what your lifestyle is cost and how much you're actually going to be making in this coming month or whatever. And so the obvious negative aspect is less money coming in this month. Crap. Here's where the winning mentality comes right behind that. For example, I was looking at my food budget, and I realized, I'm eating out a little bit too much. I'm buying some additional foods that I probably don't even need to be eating for health wise. So if I were to do XYZ and X out this, X out that, I should save this much money. Okay, awesome. And then you find out, not only do you feel better by not eating those foods, you save money, and then in the process of that, end up learning about intermittent fasting, where you find out, well, shit, I actually shouldn't even be eating until 1 or 2 p.m. anyways, so there goes half of my day. I don't even got to buy food for that. Let me test that out. You test that out, you find out you feel amazing. You find out you didn't even care for food. You find out you were way more productive, made more money. And so that one situation where it could have been negative the whole way through, now, let's just say, well, I know for a fact that next month the job came back around, started things back up. And so the money went right back up to normal.
Yeah.
But my mentality now shifted. Now I'm buying less food and I'm feeling better. So you see how these things play out, right?
Yeah, you're buying healthier food, you're spending less money. Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that so many times where, it's like I've bought usually like dairy alternative or, like vegan products that, if it's something I could either make myself or, probably something I shouldn't eat because it's like, has a ton of sugar, like it's highly processed. Like when I cut that stuff out and then I'm, spending less money on food because I'm buying like dry beans and rice and stuff. It's actually, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm a lot healthier and I'm saving money.
And you're saving money. And so, for example, you start a job and this job, you're waking up a little bit earlier than what you're normally used to. Let's just say you're going in at like 7 o'clock. And you are pumping in the coffee. And you notice by, most of those days you're having at least three or four cups before the shift ends. And a month in, you start to realize you're getting a little bit soft. You're making more money now, but you're getting a little soft. You're getting drained. You're coming home super tired. And you basically fall asleep and then repeat. The negative situation here is you feel tired from your job and it's draining you. And you're starting to see the results in your body. The positive situation here is, okay, how can you get extra clean energy for free instead of buying your $4 coffees and actually be more productive during your job that you just got? Well, you could do a little quick 30-minute workout before work. Actually, you could do a 15-minute workout before work. High intensity, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you jump in the shower and then you go to work. Now you will feel much better at work. You will not buy all that crap to keep going during work, energy drinks, coffee. You're going to get home. You still have some energy to go hang out with the buddies, to go see your girl, to go play with your dog, to go for a walk. And you physically feel less stressed because working out helps you out with stress.
Yeah, word.
And so you sleep better, and then you wake up and you do it again. So it blows my mind away how people like to position themselves according to their circumstances. And it all comes down to your mentality.
Yeah.
So you and I could both have the exact same job, which we both have to show up to at the exact same time. And we both have the same position. But somehow one of us is looking really nice and ripped and on point and awake, and the other one is just not.
Yeah, word.
Well, what is the only difference? It's the decision making.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think that is like really the reason you want to develop a success mindset is because it's not, it adapts, it causes you to adapt to your situation. And when something kind of throws you off, it helps you get better. It helps you level up because now, I need to wake up earlier. I need to be more efficient. I need to eat healthier. I need to, manage my body differently. And so, yeah, you'll, maybe you start a meditation or like a yoga practice in the morning or go for a 30-minute walk every morning before work, because you're going to be sitting in that desk all day.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like it's really, you totally could just, I have to get up at work. I don't have time to work out. So you stop at Dunkin' Donuts and get a, donut and coffee like every day.
Totally could.
Or
and nobody's gonna give you crap for that either.
Yeah,
they'll understand it. They're like, oh yeah, totally. Can I have some?
Not only nobody's gonna give you crap. There's probably gonna be people in the office who are like, hey, can you give me an extra hash brown?
Yep.
Or can you get some extra donuts? And then it's because it's like things like that where it's fun or causing people to kind of slack off or like have that extra donut. I feel like just people in general, in most situations, unless you're around a group of like highly motivated people who are on their shit, they're going to be encouraging you. They're going to be like, oh, hey, I brought some donuts today.
Unless you're with your fucking soccer team or something like that. Yeah. And even them, they'll probably be like, yo, pass me the fries.
Yeah. Or your yoga,
you know what I'm saying?
Like your yoga crew or whatever. But I mean, that's another great point is like a big part of success is who you hang around.
Environment. Yeah. So what's that? We're all about the stereotypical lines today where you are you are the average of your best five or your best five friends. Yeah. Your top 5 friends.
Yeah, and
I would say that's actually pretty on point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if I have 5 best friends, but for the ones that I do still keep up with, they are all in their own way kicking ass.
Yeah.
They're all staying healthy. They're all pushing themselves in their careers, stacking their money. being responsible with just decisions in general. And so I would say that's right along the line. I mean, you're doing the same thing, I'm doing the same thing. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty on point.
You know, and that's a really good point for people is like, if you really want to upgrade your life, you're, you know, at some level going to have to upgrade your friend circle, you know, and it's like.
Have you gone through that before?
Oh, multiple times. Yeah. I feel like I do that often. And it's not like I have friends. I literally have a friend, you know, our mutual friend now, Mike, who we've been friends since we were 4.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I don't just like cut people out of my life and like never talk to them again. But like I've had, you know, multiple periods in my life where I realized like, hey, I really want to like improve. Like I want to practice qigong more. I want to get fit. You know, it's like something we've done, and I feel like I've really appreciated about us. You know, hanging out and living together is like you working out all the time. Like inspires me. You know, and like. And sometimes it's, you know, it's just kind of funny. Like I hear like you'll put the your push-up challenge song on, and I'm just like, all right, you know, time. And so just by you being in the background playing that song, like I'm doing more push-ups. You know, you've got like the pull-up bar set up, so you know I'm hitting that anytime I pass the doorway.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like little things like that. Or you know, you could be like bringing in donuts, or I mean, they'd have.
But yeah, I could be bringing in junk food.
Yeah.
I could be bringing in junk food, you know, left and right.
Or like a ton of like we could be, you know, making margaritas every night, which you know,
which we kind of remember.
I mean, you know, every now and then a glass of wine is cool, but you know, it's like if your friends are like alcoholics or drug addicts, it's like, you know, if you want to get out of that, you're gonna have to, you know, separate at least parts of your life from certain people. And that's, you know, that's really what I've done. It's like if I'm trying to, you know, improve my spiritual practice or to get more fit, you know, then like I'm not going to hang out with my friend who like just literally plays video games all day and like eats, you know, cheesy poofs and
orders pizza for every meal.
Yeah. You know, and like, and that everyone is at where they're at on their journey, but you know, you're not like you're not obligated to stay with people who are not, you know, improving their lives.
And I agree. I totally agree. And you're, like you said, you owe that to yourself.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like you can also influence them, but, you know, you're not going to do it from going to Dunkin' Donuts and eating, you know, like pizza all the time. It's like they might see you working out and, you know, be like, oh man, look at Lucas. He's really getting his life together. Like, you know, let me do that. Or,
and for the record, that is the most efficient way, is just by leading by example.
Word.
And like how you said, how it just pushes you to want to just start doing push-ups or start working out. I've had other roommates in the past. Same thing. And I think here's where this stems from. Deep down, no matter who you are, we all want to progress. We all want to be better. We all want to grow into the person we know we should be and we need to be. And so when you get around people who are just on it, they're eating clean, they're working out, they're working on their business, they're pleasant to be around. Well, you suddenly, and not you as his friends, I'm talking about even on like the dating environment.
Big.
People feel like they need to level up when they feel like they're around somebody who is at a next level.
Yeah,
and thinking that as an individual, you will either choose to level up or you will choose to stay where you're at and pull the person down. One or the other.
Yeah. Or a little bit of both. I mean,
sure.
But that's why it's like it's important, you know, that you could have a really good friend or a family member that you absolutely love, but you have to keep in mind that if you're trying to change your life and improve yourself, you can't be like going back to those old patterns and leaving it up to them, because, you know, someone might even see you doing well and be like, oh yeah, let me join your workout. And then they bring donuts to your workout and then it turns into like, you know, TV hour like that, you know, you really, at that point, you have to be like,
or you didn't go as intense in the workout because you're trying to finish early.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, it really takes.
Or even worse, you share your idea of the goal, the success that you're working towards, and your friend or family straight up puts it down.
Yeah, shits on it. Yeah. I mean, that's happened to me.
That's happened to me plenty of times. And this has happened within family, direct family. This happen within great friends, significant other who you're dating.
Yeah, and sometimes they think they have your best interest at heart. You know, they're like, oh, I don't want him to be embarrassed.
And actually, now that I think about it, almost all of the situations were situations where I came out with some ambitious goal, ambitious idea, like I'm moving somewhere, or I'm starting this, or moving forward, I'm not doing this anymore. Those were the times that if I did get a pushback as opposed to support, it was during those times when you decide to go big.
Yeah,
you decide to double down. You decide to really go for it.
Yeah, do something radical. Yeah.
And that's actually the point where your life changes.
Right.
In my opinion, I'm convinced you want radical results, you need to make radical decisions.
Yeah,
do not expect your life to change, and you barely changed.
Yeah, word. You know, and another thing related to that is if you're around people who aren't visionaries, who, you know, don't accept radical ideas very easily, you probably shouldn't tell them your plans until like they're already manifesting. Yeah,
reality.
It's like, don't tell people your plans, show them your results. Like that was you know, from the book we listened to today.
No, I mean, I'm a big believer in that. Every year that goes by, I share my goals less and less.
Yeah,
less and less in general. They're very specific people, and even the specific people, they get to hear certain goals.
Yeah, same here.
And so I highly recommend for anybody out there who consciously has a goal they're working on right now and you're super excited about it, hang on to it.
Yeah.
Hang on to it. Make sure you're still showing up on a daily. Make sure you're still actually going to see that result come through before you start chatting it up.
Yeah, word. You know, and be very careful about who you share with. Like, don't share goals with negative people. You know, with people who aren't motivated in their own lives, who aren't, you know, successful themselves. You know, or who like don't, you know, are a lot of people are averse to hard work. You know, and so a lot of times you'll tell someone a plan, and if you hadn't told them, you would be so motivated that you'd go and do it. But then you tell a few people, and a few people are less like they think of them as doing that. Like, oh, that'd be uncomfortable. Like, this is a bad idea for these reasons. And then you lose motivation. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like you really have to be, you know, quiet about your goals until, like, you've already manifested them.
So it almost seems like being able to envision your future seems to be, in my opinion, a big part of success, because it all starts up here.
Yeah. I mean, and that's really how you activate the law of attraction. It's like you literally set things in motion, like, because your thoughts create your reality.
So let's dive into that, because I know what the law of attraction can do for you, and I want to go into a little bit more detail as to how it really works and whatnot. That being said, there is this stigma where a lot of people, I don't want to say the majority, but a lot of people who have heard about the idea, the technique, I guess you can call it, and they just leave it at, oh, people just tell you to think about something and then go about your day, and then it just materializes in front of you. That's BS. And I'm like, well, hold up. You can't just like write it off like that. Break that down.
Well, so the thing is, with the law of attraction, most people are so unfocused with their thoughts that they might, like, even, you know, for someone to hold on to a thought for 20 seconds is asking a lot, you know? So if someone has an untrained mind and they're like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, you know, they might literally think about it for like 5 seconds. But what they don't understand about the law of attraction is it works all the time, and it's based on your dominant thoughts and what you believe, and it's activated by the feelings in your body. So if you're trying to manifest $1 million or a specific car, for you to manifest it, you basically have to feel the feelings in your body as if you had already manifested it. So the best way to do that for most people is to create a very clear vision in their mind, which takes a lot of training. You know, it's like most people don't have a very vivid imagination because they haven't trained it. So you really have to create a vivid vision in your mind and then play it in, like, basically like you're running a virtual reality or a video script.
It's like a dress rehearsal.
Mind. Yeah. And so you're visualizing exactly how it would play out. And as you're visualizing, you feel those feelings. And so basically you have to hold that vision either in your conscious mind or your subconscious mind until it manifests. And so where most people go wrong is they might have kind of a cloudy vision that they'll hold for a few seconds. And then, you know, for the next like 4 or 5 hours, they're thinking thoughts that are contradicting what they had put out there. And so for most people, like they don't have the discipline or the concentration to be able to focus on something to use the law of attraction to manifest it.
I would even add to that and say that some of those exact same people, they're actually utilizing the law of attraction. And guess what they're doing it for? Dumb ass shit. So for example, you could choose to put your law of attraction towards, I want to finish my medical degree. Mm. Or you want a 40-inch screen TV. Well, the average person can go out there and save up a little bit of money and go and get their flat screen TV 2 weeks later. Mm. You achieved that goal. Fantastic. Congratulations. The point is you use the effort for the wrong stuff. You're constantly putting it towards things that are not actually bringing something back to your life.
Yeah.
And so you are getting the aspect of the secret of getting the material things and certain things that you want in life. You're just on top of it. Not only you're not imagining the correct things for you to really progress, but then your mind goes to, oh, I want a new whatever. And then 2 weeks later, you find a way of getting it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely part of it, and then, but there's also the fact that when most people, even if they're thinking about a TV, you know, they might think, oh, like I really want this TV, and then their next thought is, oh, I can't afford this. Oh, you know, I have these bills that I have to pay first. You know, if I bought this TV, like, you know, my boyfriend would be so mad at me because.
But how many of them actually find the means of getting that TV?
Well, that part is kind of like, you know, that's like not the important point I feel like to focus on, because, you know, whether it's good or bad, it's like the law of attraction is always working. And so, you know, for those 10 seconds where they're focusing on the TV or like how good it would feel, you know, they're probably spending, you know, 10 or 20 minutes focused on the reasons why they can't have it, or like why it's not gonna work out for them. And, you know, it's like if you literally spent all day just focusing on things that made you happy and like, you know, imagining positive things into your life, like you would be manifesting stuff like a lot. The thing is, most people focus on things that don't make them feel good.
That's what I'm saying, is they're focusing on things that at the end of the day is not gonna make your life better the next day.
Yeah, but I mean, the passive stuff the things that people think are passive, like watching the news. Like watching the news, you know, focusing on bad things that make you feel bad is one of the worst things you can do as far as the law of attraction goes.
Oh yeah, I mean, when it comes down to like success habits, a big one that I have seen across the board of studying successful people is I don't watch TV. Yeah. And I know a crap ton of like actual people who I'm like, yeah, this is a successful person, and TV watching is not a part of their life.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like they call it programming for a reason.
Yeah.
It's like you're literally passively programming yourself by whoever, you know, it's usually like companies that are trying to sell something.
Yeah.
So it's like,
because you're in a relaxed state, which puts you like in an alpha state.
Yeah, basically.
So you're highly suggestible.
Yeah,
and that's the whole point behind that. And so most people have no fucking clue. They just think that this is their part of the day where they relax. Well, little do you know, there's other ways to relax. You can sit on a chair and not watch TV. Mm-hmm. You could lay down and listen to an audiobook. Yeah. You could go for a walk. It's a great way to relax.
And all of those things are going to make you feel a lot better.
Way better than
focusing on some things that piss you off on the TV, you know, mm-hmm. especially on the news, or like the latest protests or the latest, you know, murder or, you know, awful things. And they're not showing the good stories.
Yeah. I am for the good stuff.
Yeah.
If you can find channels on YouTube that are all about self-improvement, you're learning, mm-hmm. you're building, fantastic.
Yeah.
But even those, you need to watch it with a grain of salt. Meaning, you need to watch it and then you need to go apply it.
Yeah, apply it and also evaluate it, because there's so much stuff out there. Some of it's great, but some people just, are
So how about this
misleading
then?
people.
In this era, especially in the internet world, everybody and their mama claims to be successful. How do you vet these people before investing into them, their channel, their product?
Well, so I mean, there's a few things to that, and one thing I feel like that you've reinforced this learning, this learning for me, is that essentially all the information is out there. Like, if you really want to find information, you can find it for free, but if it's someone who's going to save you hours or years of, compiling and learning techniques and all these things, do the research. You really have to look into the person's background and what their students say about them. It's like I practice Qigong, and I got this course from White Tiger Qigong in September. And, it's like I practice every day, and I haven't even gotten through all the material, but it's just like, having practiced Qigong for a few years before that, I can recognize when, I'm moving energy and when something is actually having an effect. And White Tiger Qigong is the truth, It's like, I spent over $1,000 on the course, and it's totally, it's totally worth it. It's like a Qigong teacher training essentially. So, once I'm done with that, I can, become a certified Qigong instructor. But, it's like I looked into probably 6 or 7 different Qigong programs, and 3 or 4 of them I think would be probably just as good. But it's like, it really is, if you're going to spend money and even more importantly, a significant amount of your life, into something, whether it's college or a training program or, whatever, it's like you really have to do the research and, find out what people are saying.
That's actually one that I fell for the whole success road that I was told when I was younger, that being college. Here's the worst part. Before I went into college, I was actually working on a pilot with my mother. She's a writer. And this pilot was about the company that I started when I was in high school, my entertainment company. And so the whole pilot is about how these kids out of nowhere start a company, it gets big, we actually start to make real money, start to make real connections and grow real business, really. And so that was what we were writing about, and we were also writing in the pilot that there's a point where college is coming up in my future, and I just didn't see the point. Even then, 2009, going in 2010, I was like, I just don't see the point. I was always told that school is what's going to get you that great job, and that great job is supposed to get you the great money, and then you use the great money to do whatever the fuck you want. Fantastic, that makes sense. Well, if I already know I'm going to make great money, besides the schooling, why the hell am I here?
Yeah, besides the schooling that you have to pay a shit ton
that I had
for.
to pay, and my parents were not paying. I actually was paying myself. So it becomes extra real when you find out that the bill's on your name.
Yeah, we're
And so the whole success thing and doing the research, I had already essentially done the research. I had already gone through the life and the lessons to learn. This is not my route. This is not what I should be doing. But I fell for the bite, and everybody kept asking me / pushing me well, you got a scholarship, you got into the school, you can't just not take it, and you gotta. I'm like, fine. Went there. I literally got front row seats to everything that I had already thought and knew before showing up, which is I am throwing this money away like it's going out of style. And I won't get into details as to how bad it was. All I can say is this. Success is based upon how bad you want it. How bad do you want it? What are you willing to do to get to that lifestyle, that direction of life that you're getting there? Because everybody wants to be successful. You ask 10 people, do you want to be successful? All 10 of them are going to say yes. How many of those actually do something about it? That's a completely different story. Basically, to add on to what you're saying is don't don't get caught up in thinking, like you said, what we said earlier, that success is this route that was already painted for you, even though everybody's telling you to do it. Because in many times, what you're going to find out is you're like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Only to then find out, I'm actually going to drop out.
Yeah, we're.
And so all I did was spend $6,000-7,000 for that one quarter that I had to pay for, which I'm now pulling out. And then on top of that, I walked away knowing I learned almost jack shit towards my actual goal. Like, I did not walk away like I'm like leveled up.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying schooling is bad. If you have certain career paths, I think schooling is the way to go. You need to assess your road.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure that people are not pulling you from your road to put onto a different road.
Yeah, word. And I feel like that's something most college kids don't do. That's something I definitely didn't do. You know, it's like I had this idea that college, you know, was the road to success or whatever.
Because you're told that.
Yeah.
Everybody's telling, nobody's saying, nah, Brendan, what do you want to do? Dude, just go follow it.
Yeah, which...
Nobody's saying
that's
that.
so funny. Yeah, and that's the matrix, yo. It's like, you know, people have this idea that college is necessary to live a successful life. And, you know, it's like so many people I know who went to college, like, actually, probably most of them are doing things that, like, they didn't, you know, study at all.
They didn't plan
college,
on it. They didn't plan on it. And, I mean, to put the cherry on the cake, here's the status. My dad is a professor. So he believes in education. He wanted me to stay in school. When I said I was dropping out, years down the road, my parents, when we were chatting, they said that in any situation, they would have been alarmed that their kid just said, I'm dropping out of college. But because they saw where I'm coming from and where I'm trying to take this, and that I'm not taking no for an answer, and that it's going to go down. Even though they wanted me to stay, they knew, like, yeah, he's going to go off and he's going to do his thing. And we don't have to worry about him. Because when you've put the aspect of success in your head and you're willing to stop at nothing, period, then that's what's going to happen.
Right.
And that's just not taught in school. That shit is not taught, period, in a weird way, because I'm like, yo, this mentality is savage.
Yeah.
To teach somebody not to have a B plan and literally just be like, this is going to get done, period, that's savage. Few people walk around like that. Most people have a C plan.
Yeah.
And that's fine to have a B plan. I get what that's all about. I'm trying to come from, some people go in sometimes expecting A plan not to work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, from a metaphysical perspective, like law of attraction wise, like that's a good way to set yourself up for failure. Is you're basically, you know, and actually Abraham Hicks like talks about it. It's like basically setting a train with two engines. You know, it's like if you if a train, you know, if you put an engine going this way and this way, it's like it's not going to go anywhere because it's like it hasn't chosen a direction and it's fighting against each other.
Yeah. Or like there's literally two roads. You cannot take both.
Yeah, word.
You physically cannot take both.
Yeah.
And so if you take one, but then your mind is still thinking of a B plan, not only are you not cohesive with the situation, it's just not going to go down.
You know, and to bring things back, I think that's one of the reasons that people, you know, don't have success in life or like have delayed success in life, because a lot of times they, you know, they went to college and did what their parents told them to, you know, and especially like really strict conservative families, it's like where the, you know, kids are supposed to, you know, get straight A's or whatever and go to college and stuff. It's like you, man, I totally forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I grew up in that environment. So I grew up in an environment where I was pushed towards a certain religion. I was pushed towards a certain lifestyle within, because, you know, every family, especially if it's a religious family, there's a lifestyle that goes along with it. It's not just a church. Yeah. And so I'm not here to say that my parents were constantly just putting me in situations that I didn't want to be a part of. My point here is I quickly realized, fortunately, I was that person that early on, like in my teens, I was like, nope, not doing that. And I was saying it to their face, man, like I'm like not doing it.
Yeah.
You have to be mindful about your path. You have to be mindful about that. Some people think they want the best for you, but you still need to do your own thing.
Yeah. You know, and like a lot of times people want the best for you, but they want you to basically be safe and like, you know, not,
There's the word
not
right
really
there. Yeah,
progress,
safe,
but
safe.
they want you to be safe and
Safe.
like secure and comfortable and shit. And I'm just like, yo, fuck that. Like, I want to be successful with my life, you know, and for me, success is like spiritual growth and being able to help as many people, or not even as many people, but being able to deeply, profoundly help people, you know, with whatever they're dealing with in their life.
Think about it. The words don't even match up. For you to be able to succeed, you need to progress. To progress, you have to push yourself. You have to be in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
So comfort and being safe do not go in the same sentence as success.
Yeah. Right.
That to me is evident. Anybody with any type of real success that we like to study, they all say, go for it. Take
Yeah.
that chance.
Yeah.
Go double down.
Yeah.
Like, you know, dive into that thing head on. Because I'll be honest, at this point, there's so many variables to life. There's so many things and people trying to grab your attention. If you don't make that decision, I don't see it happening. If you don't make that internal decision, like, this will get done, period. I will be there, period. Like, you're in this definite mentality where you're talking in existence like it already happened.
Yeah.
If you don't have that drive, personally, don't be surprised when it doesn't go down, is what I'm saying. It's because, in my opinion, you're taking it too lightly.
Right.
Now, you don't have to be, like, super, like, intense about it, you know, like, but
Yeah.
it's all internal talk.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And so we're coming up here towards the last tier. Anything specifically that you would say one of the major tools that you would accredit the success that you get in your life? I know it's hard to boil it down to one thing, but I guess what would you?
Well, I can pretty easily boil it down to one thing. I think you can too. It's a success mindset. Yeah,
Yeah,
mentality.
mindset. Yeah.
And as far as tools go, planning and, you know, like visualizing, writing goals, you know, writing them down, like figuring out like what I want to manifest, what I want to accomplish, and then, you know, putting my mind in that direction, but also meditating and kind of just like not worrying about it. Like, the way to activate the law of attraction is essentially to create a vision for what you want to manifest. You know, put it out to the universe and then forget about it and just be grateful and, you know, just expect that it's going to come back to you.
Yeah, I agree. I would say a few things to that, which is you need to treat it like it's your whole life. So, for example, if you're living your life and you got a great job and you're making a crap ton of money and you're loving it, but you're getting way out of shape, or your personal relationships are just falling apart, don't get caught up on one area. Because you'll find out that probably isn't the definition of your success even to begin with. I believe success has got some balance to it.
Yeah, you know, and I've like the reason you want a shit ton of money is so that you can enjoy, you know, your time, your family, your health. You know, it's like you don't want to spend all your time making money. You want to spend some of your time enjoying that money.
Of course, with the people that you want to enjoy it with.
Yeah.
And so I would say if you're super fit but you're broke, or you got great relationships but you're not fit and you're broke. You know, these are all different areas in your life that, in my opinion, these are all important pillars that you need to keep them all intact. Right. And as soon as one of them kind of breaks off, you're actually going to feel a hit on the rest of the other areas.
Yeah. Right.
And so I would just say that if you're going into, you really want to be the successful person that you see in your mind, like you said, you have to apply it as a mentality that spills in all areas of your life.
Yeah, so like having a holistic sense of success, it's like it's not just money, it's not just relationships, it's not just your physical body. It's like it's all of it.
It's in everything that you do
and working together, with each other. It's like your areas of success should influence each other, and make like one area of your life being successful, and it should make the rest of your life better. So it's really important to have a balance and to know like what those metrics are, like what success is to you,
because they do feed off of each other. So you'll notice that if you have a great relationship going, you'll feel like working out after that. After you feel like working out, you feel like getting on your computer and getting some work done, and you'll notice that it's this synergetic roller coaster that just feeds off of each other, and life becomes super dope. When you find that flow, when you find the flow that like you like to work because you normally like to work after you got your workout done, and then after you've done with your job, you like to have a great meal because you built up an appetite and it's the right type of food that you like to eat. When you find there's that flow and they all work off of each other, life is a bliss.
Word.
You know what I mean?
And then I think like once you kind of start to achieve that, you can really, start to share that with other people, and success becomes helping other people be successful. And so, it really is like something that you have to look at, like the bigger picture, and who's benefiting from your success. It's like if your success is only affecting you, it's like it will probably benefit you like in multiple ways to start thinking of the larger picture and how you can help other people too, because it's like some of the most fulfilling aspects I've had of my personal successes have been helping other people achieve the same success or similar outcomes.
I 100% agree. I mean, it's been tested that people feel like the best in some cases after they've served or helped.
And you learn things better when you teach others, so it's like you really having an idea of that, my success isn't just me, it's everybody who's with me too. It's like I bring up my whole crew, my whole family, my whole tribe, by my success, and I help. My success is their success, so it's like once your friends start succeeding, like that's really such a fulfilling thing. I think that's
one of the dopest things is to succeed while your friends are also succeeding. Either literally doing the same ventures together, like what we're doing right now, or you're just always supporting each other's ventures as they're growing. That's another one I would like to finish off, which is really support your friends' roads to their success. I think that's like super important, especially if you're all small businesses, you're all like trying to make it in the game, like support each other,
support each other and revel in each other's successes, celebrate, when someone has a win, like do whatever you can to help keep that win going, or to make it as sweet as possible. I love that.
That's literally one of my most adored ideas and memories is every time that I succeed with friends. And like we win because we worked hard, and therefore we win together, you work together, and it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's nice to succeed by yourself, but it's even better when you succeed with others.
Definitely.
And off of that, we will go ahead and wrap things up. Thanks for joining us, guys.
I wish everybody success and in all aspects of life.
We are, same here. And so, come back for the next episode. It's been real.
Word.
Take it easy, guys.
Cheers.